Hello, hello, and welcome back. We are here to do the story on the shuffle and pull we did last night. I'm sitting here still a little bit perplexed about the beginning. Um, the overall energy was the frustration card. That card is being blocked from your account, or someone being blocked from somebody else's accounts. You don't have the password. You got to wait for that email, that information to come in before you can reset your password. Sometimes that email never comes. Did you put in the wrong email? Did you send it to the wrong place? What's happened? I don't understand. Stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you really are not privy to, right? Then there's a warning label. Perhaps someone was warned not to get involved or warned not to try to break into somebody's accounts. Or perhaps they were warned not to even mess with this person in general. You wouldn't be frustrated if you weren't messing with this person's accounts, right? Let's see. This is where I'm a little bit confused. The crow, eating crow. Maybe they have to eat their own words. Maybe they need to eat their own knowledge. Eat their own education. The sun is in the sky. Crows share information from generation to generation about people, so perhaps it was a game of telephone that had occurred. You know how when somebody tells a story or a sentence on one end of a line of people, and down it goes through the people. Each time the story changes just a little bit more, and then at the end of the row of people who have heard the sentence, it's sometimes a totally new sentence that has been spread about, so to speak. Now, the crow will tell its offspring about certain individuals, whether they were nice, whether, they're enemies, stay away, they're not nice people. And that goes down 17 generations. True fact. Crows are also known to bring people gifts when they're really kind to them, or they're feeding them, or they're talking to them, or whatnot. There's been stories of that. But I'm pretty certain that this is a game of crow, telephone, where one person said something, and the more that this information or this statement was spread about, the more bizarre, exaggerated, and untrue it became. We have the dress up. Now, someone maybe is learning about this information, getting higher knowledge, expanding their horizons. We've got rising above over there by letting it go, and the hot air balloon. Maybe this person was misinformed. Maybe the information was misunderstood. Maybe the information was dressed up to be something that it wasn't. For example, let's just pretend someone said, "You need to watch her or him because they're a very important person to me, and I want to make sure that they're okay, and I want to make sure that they're safe." And at the end of the row of people where all the information was spread around and lied about, or exaggerated, or turned around, someone could have thought that this person was a threat to society, when in all actuality, they wanted this person protected from society, or from the organizations, or from any mishaps that could occur. This was an important person in the positive sense that they needed to be guarded and protected. Now, the eggplant, I found out that it's a fruit. Did you know it was a fruit? And even more bizarre that I found out that it's a berry in the fruit family. Yes. Eggplant is also an emoji used for, you know. So someone could have dressed up the words of this individual, this male person, spread it around like wildfire. You know, it's all in the details here. There's more information, but in actuality, this person was to be protected, honored, respected. But because of what was said, quote unquote, plus the things that were going on in the behind the scenes and in the dark, this person was hunted. The person that they were hunting or going after was honored and respected, or is honored and respected universally in the Creator's eyes. The Creator doesn't make mistakes, right? The spark of light, this person is. This person is full of romance, energy, flickers in the dark, honors the ancestors, their past, their future, the people around them. They have a wishful heart. All they do is shine light on others. All they do is wish others well. All they do is want the best for people in the entire universe. The zipper, exposing the war, perhaps, with the trumpet card. The trumpets are used to gather and assemble people, proclaim widely or loudly. Could also be a vulgar use for a male body part, just like this one is. Interesting that they're right underneath each other. Biblically, the trumpet was used to gather people, to assemble, or to call soldiers to war. It's also been used to draw people to worship, to talk or write about something publicly, to boast about it. I don't have the number 7 on here, so I don't believe. Oh, yes, we do. 4, 5, 6, 7, interestingly enough. And then we've got the 8 over there. The 7 trumpets of Revelations, verses 8 through 11, bring judgment to the world and humanity. Perhaps that's about to occur. We also have the trumpet vine in the back, known to take someone's free will. So perhaps it's being exposed that someone was restricting someone's free will to make choices or to move about the way they had wanted to. Perhaps they restricted their livelihood. Perhaps it's a long list of things that were happening to this ladybug energy. She never questioned whether the creator or the universe loved her or him or loved him or not, or her not. She never had questions about how people felt about her because she knew that everyone has a path of their own and they have things that they're dealing with. It's their path. It has nothing to do with the individual that it's being taken out on. They ripped her petals or his petals one by one with no care or concern with how that person was left behind. Now we have the whole enchilada. We have all the details. We have all the information. And it's being served on an empty platter. The information is out now about how this person was mistreated based on a game of telephone. They were meant to be protected, not harassed and stalked and hunted. This person is an earth angel. Always had the mentality of an angel. White wings and a halo and all. This person was joyful. This person is hopeful. This person will continue to be this way regardless of what kind of energy is below or around. During the shuffle and pull, I pointed out the 410. I think that's an area code if I recall correctly. I'm looking at the one, the universe, and the school. This is the one person. There are other people, but this is one person who has the universal knowledge. We have this empty pup bowl. What's in the bowl is empty, but what surrounds the person is abundance for all. It's almost like your bowl runneth over. Like this person gave so much that now their bowl is empty. And I just had a vision of a dog coming along, picking up the bowl and throwing it about because it's empty, wanting more of what was given. And wondering, why can I not get any more? Can someone please fill my bowl? Maybe it looks to the hermit crabs, with one having a fake house, a house that was not intended for them, a house that probably is making them sick. Could be a crab, a Cancer. This Cancer could be an authority person, a person in a place of authority. This authoritative person could have maybe dried up emotions. I don't know why I'm thinking dry sense of humor. Perhaps they do the call. Perhaps they do restricting. Perhaps they're the one who got the end of the telephone story. Heck. Perhaps they didn't get the response they had wanted when they approached this person. Perhaps they even brought in some fellowship from a local community. From authority to fellowship. It's not just the authority figure. It's a whole bunch of people. A whole bunch of people. This person would have given, this earth angel, would have given much more to individuals than what they took away and claimed to be their own, if that makes any sense. This person would have created and given and prospered these people with so much more than what it was that they decided to steal. They would have gained so much more from this person had they protected her or him the way they were supposed to. There would have been so much more wealth, knowledge, fulfillment. Had this person have been supported and honored and respected versus torn apart. This person is a ladybug. When you come across a ladybug, at least I do, I feel pretty darn lucky. Because they're not like the masses. They're not a dime a dozen. We have the Ram card here. It could be an Aries card. Someone could have been ramming this idea or this thought. Wanting these fellowships to move. To pack. To get rid of, to run out, this person out of the home they were living in. Could also be computer programs with the RAM memory. They could have had efforts to maybe erase this person's memory from anybody's minds who knew them. The ram being underneath the whole enchilada, all of the details. Maybe this person was speaking on all of the details. Maybe this person was warning others about the hunting mentality of what was happening behind the scenes. And they couldn't have that. Perhaps this person was speaking on their experiences of why they had to pack, store, and move. They were committed to balance and justice. Justice is also the Libra card with balance. I find it super ironic myself personally, the last few people that I had dated when I was having conversations with men, I guess. Like, I don't even talk to people, men anymore. I mean, I'll do it casually out and about when I'm out doing errands or whatnot, but as far as anything else, no. This person, whomever, the ladybug, was looking for commitment, balance, and honesty. They were committed to balance and honesty. But whomever is the ringleader or the instigator or, I mean, granted, you can't blame the person if they were fed wrong information, if that was the case. Because if they were fed wrong information, then they were just doing the best that they could do based on the information that they had. Even if they didn't go and do the whole investigating themselves before they went ahead and took root on something. I mean, granted, if you're told something, you should probably investigate it yourself before you just go leap into action. Just saying. But it seemed like this justice and this balance went out the window. Like, it was so much less important to this creeper. Maybe there was a person in authority who wanted someone to make a decision like, hey, you want to go out? And maybe they were denied. Maybe the other person was like, no, thanks. Because they had other issues that they were dealing with already. Or maybe it just didn't feel right. And maybe this person who was in authority took it as an insult and said, oh, I'll show you. And completely discounted the fact that there is law and justice and rules and an oath that was taken to serve and protect. Their commitment to balance, justice, honesty, completely was so much less important to them than to be a creeper, a parasite, a drain. Maybe they just really wanted to tag along on this person's growth. The creeper lives at the bottom of lakes and rivers. It's a mussel that spreads its seed into the gills of unsuspecting fish and newts so that they can go ahead and grow their offspring. Being a parasite or trying to take what wasn't theirs, or being a parasite off of somebody else's being, was way more important to them than honor, respect, truth, balance, protection. Perhaps this is what they were saying about this person. They weren't about truth, honor, balance, protection. Perhaps they were saying that we needed to get this person out of here because they had no respect for authority. When in all actuality, that person was completely committed to the rules and regulations that are in place. Whatever is buried is being uncovered. Whomever this earth angel is getting up again, is growing through the ground they were buried in. And notice how this ground is darker than this ground. This is dry like sand. This is fertile. There's little dry parts in here, yes. And it's even a little bit darker, right? But this little bean of mine is going to grow. Reaching for the light. There's not even a sun in the sky. And this little bean, this little sprout is still growing. It's a little top heavy. It's a little weary. It's a little tired. But it's got that one little leaf and that one little berry, perhaps. That's going to make it. Maybe this one little bean sprout is reaching towards their own fellowship with the universe. Maybe it's even finding fellowship in the crows. Finding fellowship in the dark. Finding the pieces, the stained glass. Finding the beauty in all things. Regardless of being torn apart. It's adding to their life versus taking it away. Because growth from a creeper situation is more than being able to balance their energies. It's a commitment to going with the flow, to keep moving, regardless of what the world rams down their throat, regardless of what they're being told to believe. They keep the commitment to balance, honor, and truth. Now we've got the question mark and the science over there. Those were pulled before all these other cards were pulled. They were the cutting the deck in half. Someone's questioning this whole thing. They're trying to question the science behind it. It's like we threw this, the seahorse, the female seahorse, the one that puts all of her little eggs and fills up the masculine so that they can better produce, so they can give birth. They threw the seahorse to the crocodiles. And they're so baffled and confused, and they're questioning the fact that why in the world, how in the world is this seahorse still afloat? Did she make friends with the crocodile? Or did he make friends with the crocodile? The logic and the science just doesn't add up. That's the science card underneath the question mark. How is the person doing it? Now, I have a feeling that they thought that perhaps this person went to like a psychic or is a psychic or something of that nature. And that what they were saying and doing was pretty much just full of hot air. Didn't have much meaning. Sure, you can go up and in the sky and you can look down and around and you can see things from a higher perspective. But no, they must just be psychic. And that's demonic, right? Could it be that this person just is one with the universe and actually does see things from a higher perspective, considering it's right above the seahorse? The whole mystic part is all the way off to the side. It's off to the right side. Maybe like as a sidebar. But rising above is right up her alley. And I'm saying her because it's a female seahorse. The number 8 is a sign of infinity. It also could be the sign of Leo and I think Virgo. I think Virgo comes after Leo, or it could be Libra after Leo. I apologize for the other sun sign that's behind the 8 in the 8th month of August. 8 is also a masculine action. It could pertain to someone's 8th house. Hey Google, what is the 8th house in astrology?
The 8th house in astrology is often called the house of sex and death because it rules deep, shared, and transformative parts of life. It covers things you merge with others, like joint finances. This includes inheritances, taxes, mortgages, commissions, and a partner's money, intimacy, and sexuality. It relates to deep, spiritual, and transformative bonds, not just casual attraction, transformation, and rebirth. It governs major life changes, psychological healing, letting go of things, and the cycle of death and rebirth, which can be literal or symbolic. Secrets in the occult. It's associated with hidden matters, research, and deep mysteries. It's ruled by the sign Scorpio and the planet Pluto. Would you like to know more about how a certain planet in the 8th house might affect someone?
No, thank you. I find it interesting. It almost brought me to tears that the 8th house is about letting go. And the whatever else it said is completely right there with the questioning of science, letting go, the hot air balloon, the mystic, the psychic. It's all right there. In this row alone, we have the 4, the 1, and the 2, which equals a 7, which is also as known as a spiritual card. Hey Google, what is the number 7 in numerology?
In numerology, the number 7 is considered very spiritual, intellectual, and mysterious. People influenced by the number 7, meaning they were born on the 7th, 16th, or 25th of any month, are usually deep thinkers who seek knowledge, truth, and a deeper meaning in life. They are often described as intuitive, insightful, and wise, and they tend to need a lot of time alone for reflection and to recharge. It's associated with the planet Ketu in some traditions, and while it brings creativity and spiritual curiosity, its challenges can include overthinking, moodiness, and a tendency toward isolation.
And we have the school card there in the very beginning. Always get education on whatever it is that you are approaching in life. That higher knowledge that we spoke of with the hot air balloon. This Cancer, who is this person in authority, could have been overthinking things. They could have been overthinking it in the wrong direction. My question is, how in the world are you going to fix it? With that being said, there's always something good in every single day. Whether it seems like it or not. But the truth is always the truth. And that's where the goodness lies. Make it a great day, folks. No one's guaranteed tomorrow.